back at it again with another review. What's this film called?
It ends with us.
Yeah, maybe we should just end this channel for this constant negativity.
Yeah, you'd be surprised to know that we watched another movie we didn't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it stars Blake Lively, otherwise known as Ryan Reynolds' wife, or Taylor Swift's friend.
Depending on what camp you fall into.
Yeah. It's based on a best-selling novel about Lily Bloom, who goes through a series of traumatic events in a domestic violence situation, really, with the guy she meets. It's also like a romance film, and like a classic one where you've got these two guys sort of she's picking between.
Yeah, one's the old geezer who she grew up with.
Yeah.
And then there's a new guy, a rich guy, successful or whatever. And obviously she doesn't like him, really, in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Very slow paced. It actually wasn't. Especially the first half, I thought. Yeah. Generally, it's quite boring. Like, you didn't really get that emotional connection, did you, with any of the characters?
And I was pretty disappointed with, like, the domestic violence scenes. I thought he was going to put a proper beat down on it, but it was all, like, accidental stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which is more true to life, I suppose.
Yeah, man, I wanted to see him, like, proper whack on, you know?
Yeah.
Like a frying pan, a hot frying pan or something.
Yeah, he's just making some, like, fajita filling. He just like slaps it out of the pan all over. He's like, "Oh, it's all my dress," and he just slaps across her face with a hot pan.
Yeah.
Playing that one in work tomorrow.
Get up from that one, bitch. But no, they're all tame, really, aren't
they? Yeah, he's disguising him.
Until the last one, which was pretty obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Go into that because that's spoilers, but
we should say though, obviously, it's just like we are, like, just make light-hearted jokes about just anything, really.
Yeah, we don't actually want this to be a...
No, like, obviously, like you said before, didn't you? Obviously, it's not as easy as that, but if you see any of them sorts of signs from, like, a man or whatever, you just gotta leave straight away.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, like, if they do it once, they could do it again. You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
It's not worth the risk.
No, they could get therapy or say they're gonna get help or whatever, but one day, it could be like 5 years from when they got better. They could just do it again, couldn't
they? Yeah. I just don't understand how people are willing to do that. Like, I just could never imagine doing
it. Yeah, they tried to justify like he had a traumatic event when he was a child. Justifies why he does this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not really justifiable, is it?
No. Obviously, if your son or something, you smack him, don't you, or something? He's a dude, isn't
he? Yeah. He's being a naughty boy. Quick spank.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
That actually gets on to, like, the first interaction they have. Like, and it's in the trailer, and he, like, just chips a chair or, like, kicks a chair or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, sorry. Tough day at the office." She's like, "Oh, what'd you do?" "What'd you do, handsome man?" sort of thing. And he's like, "Oh, here we go. Get to pull this one out. I'm a neurosurgeon."
What are you, baller?
Yeah, and he's got a nice apartment in New York, Boston.
Well, it's just mentioned that because it's just shown from the very first interaction they had that he was a violent man.
Yeah, like, and often these signs are there, aren't they, early on? Because he's, like, attractive and successful or whatever. You just look past it, don't you, for some reason? Which is the same the other way for men and with women. She's really good looking or whatever. She's crazy as hell. Like, you can just tell that instantly, but she's just really good looking. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, obviously, like you said, you should have emotional connection, shouldn't you? But it was just the script, and the dialogue. It just didn't grant you, this, empathy for the characters.
Is there some like really cringe lines on them?
Yeah, it's like it come out of a romance novel, which it did.
Yeah.
And it is as cheesy as it as like women seem to want to read.
Like the jokes specifically about like sex and stuff, just really random, aren't
Yeah. I just didn't find them funny or like there was no charisma behind it or anything, was there?
If someone said that to me in real life, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to speak to them again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit on the nose as well, wasn't it? Like, it would just be like, this is what you should think. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me.
And like the sister siding with her instead of her brother. Wouldn't that actually happen in real life? No. You just stick with your family wherever they do.
Yeah, I don't think it would have gone that way in real life. Like, she hadn't been around long, had she really? Lily in this family?
Yeah. And then you wanted to say, didn't you, that she was making some bad decisions herself.
Yeah, right, like you said, like you could tell he was like a violent temperament, couldn't you, from the off? And then she was constantly lying like throughout the film to Kincaid, I call him. I forget his first name, but that was his last name. She was constantly lying to him about this past relationship she had. And he could sort of smell something was wrong, couldn't he?
Yeah, because she had this heart, tattoo of a heart. And obviously it meant something, didn't it?
Yeah.
And she was saying, I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, but he was like, well, that's kind of weird. You've got that, and then it all comes together, in the end. You put your pieces it together.
And then that's when he goes proper rage mode.
Yeah, that's when all bets are off.
He becomes the Hulk.
Yeah. But, it was just so bad. Like, some of the scenes were just so bad that it actually became funny. Like, I don't know. Like when them two, Atlas and Kincaid, had a stand-up, didn't
they? Yeah. In Atlas's restaurant.
Yeah. And Atlas is just there, like, something going on here. Because he goes to the table, sees that Lily's, like, got a black eye, didn't he?
And his hand's all bandaged up, so he's assuming that he's whacked on.
Yeah, but he makes assumptions, which he shouldn't do. So he, like... Lily's like, I'm just going to go to the toilet, and she's sort of, like, wants Atlas to come, like, see her, doesn't she? And then he does. He obliges. He goes into the women's toilets like a boss because he owns the place. And then they come out together. And then Atlas is just there like, whoa. I knew there was something going on from the first time here, boys. That's it. And then he gets his ass beat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he beats his ass. Atlas beats that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He goes over there, confronts him. He gets beat up by Atlas.
He goes, somehow he didn't know he used to be in the military.
Yeah.
Atlas used to be in the military.
And then he go outside after Kincaid's like, yeah, I'd never been hit before.
Jesus Christ, he hit me out. He's still bleeding, wasn't he? His mouth was still bleeding.
He gets hit once, doesn't get up and like defend his honour or anything, does he?
Atlas just like, get on my restaurant. He could have gone to town on it.
Yeah, and he was like proper in his face, like screaming, wasn't he? And that guy did quite a funny job of just screaming. He was like really getting like into the diaphragm, wasn't he? Get out of my restaurant! And his mouth was going really wide. It was so funny. And Kid K was just there like, Jesus Christ.
This guy's unhinged.
Don't stand a chance. Let me just leave. Yeah, and he's like I said, he's getting proper in his face, and then they like sort of push him away. I think, like you say, he would have just ended him in front of everyone.
He's probably ended people in real life.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say he's probably ended people in the restaurant before. Probably. So that's our restaurant. It's like some sort of mafia situation. But yeah, I thought that was funny. And then Again with Atlas getting his ass beat this time.
Yeah. That's why he must have like had this happen to him, so he showed restraint when he was doing it to someone else.
Ah, right, yeah. Yeah, you could look into it that way, yeah.
Because Lily's dad caught Lily and Atlas in their room together.
Yeah.
When they were like 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
High school, whatever.
Yeah, and
College.
it's like a classic thing, you know, he's banging on the door. Who's in there?
I can hear a dude's in there. He's like, no, I'm just in here by myself.
Yeah, and she's like, get out or whatever, and then he just slams the door open. And then Atlas is there and he just beats him to pulp them. It just looks like like literally one frame of just him getting carried into an ambulance.
Yeah, he's all bloody. Like, he looks like he's dead. And
Yeah. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound funny, but just the way it was done. It was just so funny.
yeah, it's not supposed to be funny, but to us it was.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not the target audience for this film.
Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, because he's like, oh, obviously he's off the bed. And he's beating him on the floor, and she's like, get off him, and he's like, sit down! Whatever, and he like turns to her, sit down, I'm gonna finish beating him up, basically.
Yeah.
What about tetanus as well? You gonna mention that?
Yeah, so it's kind of a spoiler, but I don't think we can, do we?
No.
This Kincaid dude,
Just don't say when it happens or anything.
he just bites Lily like a savage.
Yeah.
He goes savage mode and bites her.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the hospital to get it checked out because it's a pretty weird thing to do. And
Yeah.
then they offer her like a tetanus jab.
And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to give you a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
That's just that was so funny. It's just like obviously I think that is just common practice, isn't it? Like but it's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, the humans bit you. You kind of not contract rabies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Yeah, again, this is like similar to other ones. Like if you've got time, it's worth watching because you might think it's quite funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know, has it got generally quite good reviews? I don't know.
I think it's mixed, but it's making a lot of money. It's just a bit hyped for some reason.
Yeah. Also, you got the Taylor Swift songs in there, haven't you?
And then just random point that we noticed in the film, like the women just have random jobs like that doesn't even make money. But it doesn't matter, does it?
No, it's like, you know, women think this is like good. Like, you know, when they're reading the book. Like, oh yeah, you can just go to and then just open a flower shop. And like she just had no idea what she was doing. Like, you know, she was just sort of going with it, yeah. But a man just would never do that. He'd plan it meticulously, wouldn't he? Because if he fails, you know, he needs his career. But a woman, this doesn't matter if you fail, you just move back in your parents. You're gonna meet some dude one day and you just get married.
Yeah.
Just go marry an Atlas.
Yeah, and then this woman who was already married to some rich guy just worked in that flower shop. Like,
Yeah.
She didn't need to. Like, and she didn't need the money or anything, but she just wanted to work in a flower shop.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny, like, the dichotomy of that, really. Like, the men, like, they're constantly going on about their jobs or, like, you know, flexing their money, all the men in the movie, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Then the women were just, didn't care, really, about what they did or whatever. It was just like it's like a hobby, really.
Yeah.
They're working.
Yeah, they didn't have to do it because they're married to rich people.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Which that was just an interesting point.
Yeah. And then about the acting in general. I think Blake Lively, she's alright, right?
Yeah, at times I just didn't get, you know, like, the facial expressions and, like, I don't know, I think it was a bit much. You know, she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I'm not going to slay her too much.
And the script just did a dirty man.
Yeah, it's like, how do you portray emotion from what you're being told to say there, you know? It's like, how do you build this romantic chemistry on screen when you're saying weird stuff? Like the dude's just saying really weird stuff to her at the beginning. Like that.
Yeah, we all knew from the trailer that he was going to start beating her up as well, so
Yeah, true,
you
yeah.
just couldn't take to him from the start, could you?
No. Yeah. Before we give a star rating, I just want to say it had like parallels with Crawdads, didn't it?
Yeah, but Crawdads was infinitely better.
Yeah. I think with that one, it's because we didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
But obviously the screenplay was way better and everything anyway.
Mm.
But, I think it's the same studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And obviously Taylor Swift did a song for Crawdads as well, didn't she?
Yeah, and Crawdad's setting was a bit better, wasn't it? Like the whole town was like involved.
Yeah.
But this was more of a wider setting, wasn't it? Like they're in a big city and stuff.
That was it. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a reason why these like films on Movies 24 or whatever, like the woman comes from the big city back to her old town.
Yeah.
So there's like a smaller setting with like a community.
Yeah.
And they did the opposite in this film. She's from like a rural-ish town and then she goes to the big city.
Yeah, right.
Then it kind of failed a bit, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if the book's any good or not, but it's a bestseller.
Mm.
I think this would translate better to a novel, really. You could get into a head more, couldn't you? And stuff.
Yeah, probably. Suffice to say, we didn't really enjoy this.
No. But, at least it had a story. It wasn't a great story, but at least it wasn't, like, completely nothing, like some of the movies. Which is, that's why you're getting into one and below territory, aren't you, with them sorts.
So this one, we're just giving it a 1.5, 1.5.
Yeah. Mate, I guess like a 0.5, really, because of the funny stuff. That's what I guess it for.
Yeah.
Which wasn't meant to be funny, like you said, but...
Yeah. You should definitely watch it just for them scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're signing out again. I'm just hoping whatever we watch next is good.
Yeah. Alien Romulus, come on, you can't fail us. It's gotta be good.
Yep.